Hi, this is Wiley with the Argentina and Chile Diaries. I'm going to be taking you through Ernesto Guevara and Alberto Granado's 9-month trip in 1952 through South America. So they started in Santa Fe, Argentina. This is where they live. Then they went off on a 1939 Norton 500cc motorcycle named La Ponderosa II, and their goal was to go to a leper colony in San Pablo, Peru, on the banks of the Amazon River. Their second stop on the trip was Myanmar in Buenos Aires province. After that, they went to San Carlos, Rio Negro province. After that, they went to Osmo, Chile. They crossed into Chile on February 14th. At one point, they introduced themselves as internationally renowned leprosy experts to a local newspaper, which wrote a glowing story about them. The travelers later used the press clippings as a way to score meals and other favors with locals along the way. Alright, then once they got to Valparaiso, that was their first stop on the coast of Chile. They were unable to get a boat to Easter Island as they intended, so they headed north where Guevara's political consciousness began to stir as he and Granado moved into mining country. Next, they visited Quinchemada, Calma, in the Antofagasta region. They visited Quinchemada copper mine, the world's largest open-pit mine and the primary source of Chile's wealth. While getting a tour of the mine, he asked how many men died in its creation. At the time, it was run by U.S. mining monopolies of Anaconda and Canote, and thus was viewed by many as a symbol of imperialism, gringo domination. This is the start of him seeing the inequality through South America. After they went to Juliaca, Peru, they went to Cusco, Peru, and it made an impression on the young doctors as they spent time studying the architecture and wandering the city's museums and libraries. In Cusco, a local doctor provided them a Land Rover to take them to the Valley of the Incas. After that, they visited Machu Picchu, Peru. It was along this ride that Ernesto began to show his disdain for the Yankee tourists who he thought were the cause of much of the misery he was seeing in the local populations. They stayed in a hospital in Albuquerque, where they gave some lectures in return for room and board. During their stay, Ernesto had a very serious asthma attack that required adrenaline shots. In Andulejas, Ernesto spent 2 days at the hospital recovering from his asthma attacks. Once he had recovered, they jumped a truck bound for Lima. It would be 10 days before they reached the capital. On May 1st, they arrived in Lima, and during this time, Guevara met Dr. Hugo Pesce, a Peruvian scientist, director of the National Leprosy Program, and an important local Marxist. The pair arrived at Iquitos on June 1st. For 6 days, Ernesto battled recurrent bouts of asthma. After they set off on a 2-day river journey to San Pablo on the river boat El Casin. San Pablo is where the leprosy camp was, and they helped out and volunteered for 2 weeks. This is where some of the inequality can be seen, because they're having a party on one side while the sick and dying were on the other side of the river. After that, they went to Bogota on July 2nd, and they caught a flying boat to the capital. Then they set on a long bus ride to Caracas, Venezuela, and from there Ernesto and Alberto decided to part ways. And that's the Motorcycle Diaries.